Hello Scorpio, thank you for joining me for your weekly reading for November the 30th to December the 7th. It is Sunday, so this is your extended weekly Scorpio reading. Right, as always, timestamps, description box below if you want to skip through anything, that's not a problem. I recommend that you don't know because you might end up missing out on some really significant messages, but it's there if you want to use it. Right. Your spirit's animal message is the Moonlit Bear's strength. And this one says to draw on your inner strength to face challenges. When confronted with difficulties, tap into your resilience and determination. Your strength will help you to persevere and succeed. Yeah. So with you being Scorpio, you have resilience by the bucket load. There is no end to your sheer stubbornness, bloody-mindedness and resilience. These, of course, are all wonderful qualities if you're a Scorpio. But if you're going against a Scorpio, not so good. Anyway, tap into your strength and your resilience, Scorpio. Now, the very presence of this energy indicates that, yes, it's possible that somebody is likely, as always, trying to make things difficult, complicated, unpleasant for you this week. So push through, okay? Push through. We're going to see how the pieces of the puzzle all come together. I need to get your rune, your healing crystal, and then we're going to pull strongest energies, okay? Right, can we have a rune for Scorpio, please? Rune for Scorpio. Tell us more about this week. Oh, okay. Interesting. They've all pretty much come out squiffy, right? You've got Yira, which is the rune of cycles, nature, and it says investment, harvest, results, and cycle. It's come out with a place, Helheim, or Helheimir, echoes of soul's innermost yearnings and desires, with Gibu, which is partnership, give and take, goodwill, promise, and marriage. So, first of all, from the top, Yira, cycles. That one's come out squiffy. It's saying here, Scorpio, try not to force anything that's not going to go. If it's not going to fit, don't force it, right? Yira, off center. I'm not saying that about this reading, although it does apply to this reading as well. If it doesn't fit, don't force it. That's a good rule for life, that one. I can see the comments now. I can see the comments, because there's a Scorpio reading, I can just see the comments. Oh, yeah, you can force anything if you're brave enough. Yeah. Here's the thing, right? You've got challenges that are being presented before you. And while you're being told resilience, perseverance, and strength, you will succeed, there needs to be a healthy balance of that mindset without going against something that is natural for you, okay? Because it's Yira, it's natural cycles. So you're going to know intuitively, okay, this is the right time for me to push something, or this is not the right time for me to push something. A lot like, I was going to say something else, a lot like having a baby, right? You instinctively know when is the right time to push. I was going to say it's a lot like having a poo, right? If you're not in the right place, you don't want to start pushing, okay? That's literally this energy. I can't find a better way of putting it right now. Okay, I legitimately can't. If you try and force something that's not going to go, it will backfire. Okay, and that's what year is warning of, because it came out squiffy. It's like, okay, this is neither the right time nor the right place. You need to wait until you're at the right time and that it's the right place, right? It's common sense. So respect the part of the cycle that you're currently in. And that's going to help you to feel out, okay, I should push at this point or I should pause at this point. Because remember, bears hibernate, okay? They're not active all of the time, right? So you're going to know. Now, this one is a little bit complicated because it indicates a continuation of life someplace else, right? Which implies change. And with it coming out squiffy, if you try and force something or someone to change, could be you, right? Before you're ready or before it's ready, is not going to work, okay? This one's all about obtaining knowledge from those who came before you. So it's like ancestral knowledge. It can be like literally history books, okay? It's ancestral knowledge. I feel what this is more getting at is to do with emotions and memories that have been buried deep, okay? Because this one implies the need to confront or to process any deeply buried emotions or experiences. And it requires a temporary detachment from the material world in order to do that. So it's a metaphor for your inner work and for your shadow work. Okay. This is having a strong focus on your own inner wisdom and understanding. Or inner standing, right? So with this one coming out squiffy, well, they all came out squiffy. This is saying, because that's shadow work, repressed memories, repressed experiences, shit that you've not processed or grieved yet that you're needing to. This is saying you can't force the process, so you can't rush the process of grief and loss. You can't force change, be it internally or externally, okay? It's knowing the right time and the right place and having the resilience to push through even when times are hard, even when those memories, those experiences of trauma, right, that you'd rather not remember, you'd rather not think about, rather not look at. Pretend, yeah, everything's fine, everything's hunky-dory, and it fucking isn't, right? They're saying, be resilient, do that inner work, look at the things that you don't necessarily want to look at, because in the long term, it is going to help you out, okay? While you're in that energy, it might feel a bit counterproductive, because it's like, why am I forcing myself to look at this repressed shit? I feel worse, not better. Well, they're wanting for you to consider the end result, okay? Because it's all about your journey. It's all about your healing journey, okay? Focus on the end result. And then you've got Gibu, this give and take, that came out squiffy as well. So in the upright position, it's about honor. It's about harmony, forgiveness, generosity, sacrifice, right? It's a fair exchange. So with it coming out squiffy, it indicates that there isn't a fair exchange here that's going on. And again, I don't know entirely where that inequality is coming from, okay? Because remember, I can only read the strongest overall energy. If you're in any situation, any partnership, any relationship, be it romantic or otherwise, that is not a fair exchange, then obviously don't invest in it, because you're literally just wasting your time, your efforts and your energy, and it's triggering further trauma. You see how that works? The friendships, the relationships, including the one that you have with yourself, it needs to be balanced, fair and equal. Now that we're getting deeper into this energy, I do feel, Scorpio, that it's possible that there's a situation that crops up with another individual this week that triggers these repressed memories, that triggers you needing to do that shadow work. Right? Because it is or was a one-sided relationship, a one-sided situation, where you were given until you were exhausted, right? It's possible that that person, that there's going to be some kind of contact with that person that triggers this need for that inner work, for that shadow work, that triggers the need for you to be strong and resilient and determined and protective. Because the bear energy is very protective, right? This could be a situation where someone's trying to overstep their boundaries with you. Especially with Gibu coming out squiffy, it's very, very likely. It's very likely. Someone trying to take advantage that triggers this shadow work. Oh, I don't like what that person's doing, because it's what? It's reminiscent of an old situation that almost destroyed me, that almost kept me stuck, that almost ruined me. Right? It is your responsibility to ensure that that doesn't happen again. Gibu coming out squiffy can also indicate loneliness. It can feel like you're under some kind of obligation here to perform, to pretend that you're okay, to pretend that everything's all right with you, and it's not. Scorpio, you're under no obligations whatsoever to put on a performance for anybody. Interesting stuff. Right, so what I'm going to do, I'll leave these two down here. I'm going to leave them all in the upright position, okay, to serve as a reminder that change, it's necessary, okay, and that life does continue, and that your life will continue. And of course, the importance of doing that inner work, doing the shadow work, it's incredibly healing. Albeit difficult process, it's incredibly healing, and it's part of the healing journey that not a lot of people talk about. Have you noticed that? Because it's dirty, it's hard, it's gritty, grimy, right? People don't like to talk about it, but it's important that they do. It's important that it's normalized, right? That part of the healing journey, it's vital that it's normalized. So I'll leave that in the upright. And this one I'll leave in the upright as well, okay, to again help serve as a reminder of the importance of fair, balanced connections and relationships with yourself and with others. And it's a reminder not to allow others to take more from you than what they should be. And a reminder for you not to give more to others than what they're, do you know what I mean? What they're entitled to. Right? This one, I'll leave up there as a reminder to respect the part of the cycle that you're currently in. Right? If you feel that you're needing to pause and take a break, then honor that and do that. Right? Let's take a look at your healing crystal. And I will apologise in advance for the awful shuffling of this beautiful deck. I love this deck. The messages within this deck are just gorgeous. The cards and the cardstock, though, not so much. It's a little bit awkward to work with this deck, but I love it. Right, let's cut the deck. We'll see what you get. Oh, look at that one. It's the heart. Rose quartz, yeah. That is to encourage more love, but specifically self-love, okay? It's a reminder to get out of your own way. It's a reminder to be your best friend. Be your own best friend. Especially for those who feel that they perhaps don't have many friends. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you just don't trust people. Maybe you're more sort of introverted and, you know, you tend to keep other people at a distance because other people equate danger, right? And so it's going to be natural that you might be feeling particularly lonely, especially at this time of year. Do you know what I mean? It's like we're rapidly approaching Christmas already. Like, how the fuck did that happen? I don't know. This year is just whoosh, gone, right? But we're rapidly approaching the festive season. And that is more commonly when people start to reassess their lives, reassess everything, and genuinely start to feel like they're missing out or feel that they're incredibly lonely, okay? I know it hits me as well. So the thing with this one is saying, like, okay, be your own best friend, okay? There are reasons why, and we're not going to get too deeply into the reasons why you keep people at a distance, right? You know why you do it. I know why I do it, right? Let's not get into it. But when you do live that way, it does bring up feelings of incredible loneliness sometimes, even though it is peaceful. It is peaceful, it is quiet. You know, every so often you're like, I quite fancy just chilling out with someone today, right? I get it, I understand. This rose quartz is saying love, nurture, and romance. Calling in unconditional love, rose quartz invokes a gentle yet powerful feminine energy that nurtures and protects your heart. It can be used to attract new romance and to build closer bonds in your relationships. Rose quartz opens the heart chakra and it heals heartache, grief, and any unexpressed emotions. So during your shadow work pertaining to these memories, these unexpressed emotions, this grief that you never gave yourself the time and the space to grieve, do it this week. It's not about wallowing in self-pity. It's about acknowledging your heart is hurting. You need emotional healing. Okay? It asks for you to show yourself compassion and forgiveness, and also acceptance. Because, Scorpio, these are the qualities that you demonstrate to others, but very rarely do you demonstrate those to yourself. Okay? Open your heart to the beauty within you. Rose quartz also inspires beauty in all forms, and it's connected to Taurus, Libra, and the planet Venus. Of course, it's the planet Venus, right? Need I say more? Not particularly, because if I say more, I'd just be running the risk of trying to squeeze more tea out the tea bag, as they say. And it wouldn't taste very nice. So yeah, heart healing, processing grief, processing loss, making peace with it, making peace with yourself. Interesting. Right, strongest message for Scorpio this week, please. Strongest message for Scorpio this week. For the 30th of November to December the 7th. Opportunity, curiosity, and action with the door. And your luck will change with the black cat. So, particularly important for those who have felt a bit down in the dumps, a bit down on your luck. Your luck will change. In fact, it's changing right now. This is an easement of the pressures that you've been feeling because it's come out with the door, right? I always pay particular attention to what pairing of cards come out, right? The door is opportunities. Opportunities opening up for you, which indicates freedom. It indicates expansion. It's the universe telling you, Scorpio, this is your time. This is your opportunity, your window of opportunity, if you like. Jump through it, okay? Try not to be so fearful about what may or may not be lying in wait on the other side of that door. The important thing is opening that door and walking through it. So how is that going to manifest in your physical reality? Well, it's possible that a certain opportunity that you never thought was ever going to be available to you actually becomes available to you. And it's imperative that you understand that this energy, it's on a time limit, okay? So you cannot afford to sit on your hands and wait and stare at that metaphorical door or window and do nothing about it. It's imperative that as soon as you see that opportunity start opening up for you, that you go through it. Treat it like it's a portal, okay? It's portal energy. Anytime you see doors or windows in tarot, it is portal energies. It's the universe telling you, Scorpio, your time is now. Your time is now. Be brave and go through that door. This is a very fortunate week for you. Okay, even in spite of everything else that's going on for you on an emotional level, this is still a very fortunate week for you. In fact, they're saying that this healing process, even though difficult and hard, because it is part of your shadow work, it's helping you to build up your strength, your determination, your resilience in order to recognize windows or doors of opportunity so that you do feel strong enough and confident enough to take new risks in life, okay? This week, I do feel that you're being encouraged to surrender feelings of fear and to try something new. Okay, I feel that you're being fully supported in this particular endeavor. So I'm going to take a look with the tarot because I'm not going to leave it open-ended. I never leave the reads open-ended. I always make sure that I get all the answers that are possible to come out of the reading. So if the reads is going on about opportunities and stuff like that, then we need to find out more about that. Can you tell us more? Okay, sorry about that, Scorpio. I just had to quickly pause there for a minute because I was sneezing. Right, so what is this door of opportunity for Scorpio then, please? Oh, something just turned. Something turned. It's telling me that one, but that one's not turned. How intriguing. It's making me work for it. Scorpio, you might find that this week, Spirit is making you work for something, okay? Which is fine, because, I mean, we wouldn't want to just receive everything on a golden platter anyway. That there's no sense of achievement that comes with that, is there? So the sneaky one that wanted to come out, the Two of Swords. Interesting, that's why it was being sneaky like that. It's your thought process, Scorpio. Okay, remember how that channeled message was you're not going to have time to sit on your hands and do nothing with this opportunity because then you'll end up missing it. Okay, that's the Two of Swords, right? You're literally being told, Scorpio, don't overthink it, don't double think it, okay? Just go for it. Just go for it. Definitely do trust in your feelings towards certain opportunities, right? It could be job opportunities. It could be partnership opportunities. Who really knows exactly how this is going to manifest in your own physical reality? Because it's going to be different for all of you, right? The whole point is trust in how you feel rather than double thinking it or overthinking it. Okay, this is a message for you to keep it simple. And as soon as that opportunity or that prospect comes through, grab at it, okay? And then the card that did do a flip in the deck, but didn't jump out of the deck, is the King of Pentacles. So, it doesn't matter if you're a man or a woman. The King of Pentacles energy belongs to everybody, right? This is about the success that you can have, that sense of achievement that you will be experiencing. And if you dilly-dally, then it might well be missed, which is why that card didn't jump out of the deck, but it turned in the deck and remained in the deck. Okay? Because it's demonstrating this is what you're gambling with, your future, your entire future. And I don't want to put too much emphasis on it because obviously I'm not in the game of selling fear. That's not who I am as a person. That's definitely not who I am as a reader. Okay? This is just highlighting the importance of you grasping at that opportunity when you see it, okay? And it is vital for your future. This is long-term security, long-term growth, long-term success, right? Everything long-term connected to the King of Pentacles energy. This is you taking the leadership role. This is also you taking the initiative and being brave, because King of Pentacles energy, very, very brave. A King of Pentacles type person, again, man or woman, doesn't matter. They're very self-assured, okay? They know what it is that they want. They might not know exactly how to get it, but they have a basic plan on how to get it. And they're very adaptable as well. So they can adapt their plan as and when required. Okay, these are all the beautiful qualities that make a King of Pentacles type person. That's why the first word there is literally practical leader, right? Because as and when plans change, you have to adapt to it because that's practical. That's necessary. And you can only do that when you've got a strong sense of self, which a King of Pentacles type person does have. Okay. Again, very protective energy. If I was going to describe this Moonlit Bear's strength with any card, the obvious one would be the Strength card, but you didn't get that one that came out. You had the King of Pentacles, which, yes, I would definitely describe the King of Pentacles energy as being the bear energy. Like, no question. No question at all. Very strong, very smart, definitely very stubborn, okay? So all of those qualities that you perhaps might have considered as being undesirable are actually incredibly desirable qualities of you, Scorpio, okay? That's what Spirit's telling you here, right? So, this can also indicate that this is a business opportunity as well. Because obviously Pentacles energy, it is connected to Earth energy, which is material, money, possessions, land, property, houses, cars, whatever, right? If you can see it, touch it, hold it, taste it, smell it, it's a pentacle. Okay? So yeah, possibly a business venture, business opportunity. Either way, it's something where you're going to experience a lot of growth, a lot of abundance, and a lot of success. Whatever your version of success happens to be, and again, everyone's version of success is different, okay? We respect different opinions on this channel. Then that's what it's going to be pertaining to. Speaking of Pentacles, you got another Pentacle. And this one's the Ace of Pentacles. What are you going to do with this opportunity right in front of you, Scorpio? Well, you're going to do the obvious thing because it's metaphorically a seed. You're going to put it in the soil. You're going to nurture it and watch it grow. attend to its needs. 3 of Wands, 9 of Pentacles, 8 of Wands, and the 7 of Wands. So I'm feeling here, because they're showing me a tree, and they're having me focus specifically on the branches of the tree and the way that the branch, so you get the trunk and then the branches come out the trunk, and then the branches branch off into other branches and they branch off into other branches, and so it keeps going. They're showing me that. They're also saying something about your lungs. Okay, take good care of your lungs. If you're a smoker, consider reducing the amount that you smoke. Okay, they want you to take better care of your lungs branches. Yeah, because the lungs, they do look like branches of a tree, don't they? So there's that one. If you've got asthma, anything like that, make sure that you've got enough medicine to get you through the winter. Apparently it's going to be quite a harsh winter. I'm in the UK, so I can only speak for what's going on in the UK, okay? Elsewhere, use your discernment, okay? But yeah, that's kind of going off on a bit of a channel tangent there. Right, so they've got me focused on the branches of a tree. So there's a message here about expansion and how you can branch off into something new, right? So you take something that's working for you and you can improve upon it so that it branches out, right? And you do have the card for expansion here as well with the 3 of Wands. That's expansion. There's literally progress, expansion, confidence, new horizons, growth, foresight, and reaching a milestone. So they're telling you to focus on what it is that's working for you right now, and to expand upon the areas in your life that are working for you, that are beneficial for you, that are likely to yield results. Okay, 9 of Pentacles. There's indications here of financial freedom, which is pretty much what everybody is wanting. Everybody wants this financial freedom, financial independence. That's someone who is very, very confident in their own abilities. So Spirit's saying your confidence is going to shine through. Okay, other people with this expansion energy, other people are going to spot your confidence. It's really going to shine through. And then you've got exciting, fast energy with this 8 of, I nearly said 8 of Swords then. It's 8 of Wands. So the 8 of Swords, why the 8 of Swords? That's mental prison. Okay, any imposter syndrome that you experienced this week, Scorpio, try and get back on top of that again relatively quickly, okay? And 7 of Wands. That's like you maintaining your current position, right? You protecting your space, you standing your ground, you having firm, strong boundaries. So that there's something here with this 8 of Wands that requires for you to have boundaries. And I need to find out what that is. Can you tell us more about this 8 of Wands? For Scorpio, what is it about this 8 of Wands that requires Scorpio standing up for themselves? Okay, it's that one. The 2 of Wands. I mean, there might be a fire sign involved somewhere along the lines. It doesn't have to be. But that's ultimately making a decision and choosing a path, right? So you're going to have to make fast decisions this week, quick decisions. But without that, you know, that whole FOMO thing? You can't make decisions from a place of FOMO, right? Ace of Swords and the 8 of Wands again, and it's come out in the reverse. Interesting. The plot thickens. it's kind of like you're afraid to make a choice, or you're afraid to take action on this opportunity, whatever that is specifically about, because you're afraid that you might make the wrong choice with that Ace of Swords coming out squiffy. Oh, but if I make the wrong choice, I'm not going to be able to backtrack. I'm not going to be able to undo it if I do make the wrong choice. Is that true? 9 of Pentacles. No, it's not true. 9 of Pentacles times 2. So, yeah, they're saying this week, Scorpio, there's no real such thing as you making the wrong choice when it comes down to your opportunities. In fact, they're telling you to stay curious. What's this? 7 of Wands. 4 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. I just heard throwing caution to the wind. Interesting. Who's throwing caution to the wind? Because I don't feel it's Scorpio. Queen of Wands. I mean, it could be you, Scorpio. Throwing caution to the wind pertaining to your desires, pertaining to your creative impulses. 4 of Pentacles reversed, though. That's like surrendering control, giving into your impulses. The Emperor off center with the Magician. Okay. Interesting. It's like it's saying control your impulses. Don't allow your impulses to control you. While you're being encouraged to take a risk here. Which is really interesting, because it's like learning what impulses to follow and what impulses to keep under a lid. Do you know what I mean? That's why that Ace of Swords came out squiffy. Because when it's in the upright position, it's far more direct, it's far more clear. But when it's come out squiffy, there's confusion. There's definitely confusion. So brave decisions, not impulsive ones. And there is a huge difference. Okay, what's with the 2 8 of Wands for Scorpio? 7 of Pentacles off center. Not everything or everyone is worth your time, is worth your investment. Not all opportunities are going to yield results. Yeah, they've got me focused on that seed again. They're saying don't feel disheartened if some of your metaphorical seeds don't take root. Okay, because, I mean, that's true to life. That's true to life. You could have 12 seeds and the packet promises 100% germination success rate, right? So you plant them all expecting 12 plants, but you only get 1, right? They're saying sometimes in spite of all of your best efforts, not all of your seeds are going to germinate and take root. So don't feel disheartened. You're not a failure. That's the thing. You see that? 8 of Wands in the upright clarified with an 8 of Wands reversed. That's like somebody making assumptions. I fucked up. I made the wrong choice. I did the wrong thing. I made the wrong decision. And you didn't. It's just sometimes life throws you a curveball, 7 of Pentacles off center, even in spite of your best efforts, right? Sometimes it just be that way. It doesn't mean that you're a failure. So that's part of your shadow work. The major part of your shadow work, it is that grief and the acknowledgement of the shit that you haven't yet grieved over, pretending everything's okay. But that's another part of your major shadow work, acknowledging you're not a failure. Because it feels like I'm speaking to someone who's tried lots of things, lots of different ways, and it is almost like nothing's fucking worked. So what's the point, right? And then that's where the message about controlling your impulses come from. It's controlling your negative impulses, Four of Pentacles reversed, because your negative impulses are overtaking your positive impulses, your creative impulses. I hope that makes sense. I genuinely hope that makes sense. And then Spirit's saying, Scorpio, Black Cat, your luck is going to change. So you've been down on your luck because you tried so many things so many different ways. And you're like, it's not worked, it's not worked, it's not worked. I'm just a failure, la 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 la. And Spirit's like, Scorps, come on now. Right? Not all of your seeds... Not all seeds are fertile. It's just a seed. You don't know until you try. And that will forever just remain a seed if it's never planted in the ground. And if you never plant it in the ground, then you'll never fucking know. You'll just still have a seed. Does that make sense? That's why they're encouraging you to take this particular opportunity, which again, I don't know the specifics of that opportunity. But they're saying for you to try, because you're likely going to be pleasantly surprised. It feels like right place, right time. And it feels like something ain't been working before, because perhaps it was being forced. If you recall, Yira came out squiffy. It ties in. It all ties in. That makes perfect sense. Okay, so can you tell us more about how Scorpio's luck is going to change? The Five of Swords. Okay, overcoming your adversaries, for one. That's how your luck is going to change. The challenges that are in front of you, they're not going to seem so huge, okay? If this is about bullies and people trying to intimidate you, then they're all going to be exposed. So again, take it as it resonates. This has all come out squiffy as well. The Two of Cups, the Eight of Swords. Do you remember when I fucked up and accidentally said the Eight of Swords? It's coming out now. And it's all come out squiffy. The Moon and the Queen of Pentacles. They're all off-centre. For how your luck is going to change, this is easy, Scorpio. Remember that loneliness with Gibu coming out squiffy? You're no longer going to feel lonely because you got someone coming in. Your luck is changing in that aspect too. So if you're looking for a partner, hoping for a partner, you will meet a partner who is kind, loving, supportive, protective, who respects your privacy, who respects your space, who is not going to use tactics of intimidation and all the rest of it, okay? You have an ideal partner for you. I'm not saying they're perfect, because nobody's perfect, but this person's perfect for you. If you're already with that person, then that relationship is going to grow from strength to strength. And there's a significant event that takes place this week where it kind of solidifies your relationship even further. Okay, there's a beautiful event, a beautiful occasion that happens this week where you genuinely feel a lot closer to a significant other individual. Okay, because again, not everybody here is single. So, yes, in matters of the heart and love, your luck is changing there too. You're no longer feeling stuck, no longer feeling lonely, no longer feeling isolated, but genuinely starting to feel like you're more part of something bigger, okay? I love this Moon coming out squiffy because it's literally feeling the fear, acknowledging the fear, but not allowing that fear to stop you from at least trying, right? And then we've got releasing control with this Queen of Pentacles coming out squiffy, recognizing not everything needs to be perfect. You don't need to be perfect. And in fact, what was that I just said about how there's no such thing as perfect? Nobody's perfect. Same thing translates into your own energy, Scorpio. So your luck is going to change there too, because now you're starting to make really good decisions when it comes down to your business, your career, your children, your future, your life, your house, your home, whatever. Again, Pentacles energy, right? You're starting to trust more in your decision making. And it feels like now when you walk, your shoulders are not so haunched because now even you're walking with a lot more confidence, and that's the energy that you're giving off. And because that's the energy that you're giving off, that's the energy that you're attracting back into you. Okay, so there it is. I want to get you one of these cards, if I can shuffle them. It's been a while since I used this deck, and for whatever reason this deck is wanting to speak to you guys today, so I have to honour that. What do you want to say to Scorpio? What do you want to say to Scorpio? Thorns in the reverse, and you've got wish at the bottom of the deck. I told you, no wonder this deck wanted to come out today. Weathering the challenges ahead will bring in a new and positive future, and it came out in the reverse. Hard times are over, Scorpio. That's the equivalent of the THURS rune in reverse, okay? The hard times, the challenging times are over. You've been through the worst of it now. Things do not get worse from this point forward. Things get better from this point forward, because you've already withered the challenges, okay? You've already come out on top. You just might not be feeling that way right now, but you soon will be feeling that way. And then wish, your heart's desire is ready to come true, okay? So again, that strengthens the importance of never quitting, of never giving up. Let's get some messages from the universe. What else for Scorpio, please? Live your life to its fullest potential. Let go of the need for approval from others. Live up to your own expectations and no one else's. No more selling yourself short. Keep moving forward. You've got this. And you're going to be celebrating something very special soon. I told you. I mentioned it there with the partnership card. You'll be so full of joy and happiness, it'll almost seem out of this world how suddenly it all happens for you. Be ready for it. Expect it. It's happening. You have a healing message for Scorpio, please. Healing message for Scorpio. Oh, it's telling me to take that one as well. Moonstone, yellow jasper, and azurite with jade. Jade is very lucky. This one says wellness. The recovery of health and wellness is here. Yep. Jade is a very fortuitous stone. Yellow jasper, control issues. Utilize your universe-given strength and power. There's that word again, strength. Instead of fearing that others may try to control you. Yeah. So take back your power, okay? Heightened intuition with moonstone. Be extra aware of your inner knowingness as it's trustworthy. Basically, trust your intuition. It's not something that we say just to fill the airwaves, right? It is vital that you do trust in your own intuition, your higher self. Deep emotional healing. There it is. Your heart is ready to heal from past experiences, and you're willing to devote time and energy towards therapeutic care. Okay, so maybe seeking out a form of therapy, or perhaps creating your own form of therapy, right? Again, because not everyone's the same. Not everything is going to work the same way for everyone else. One person's version of therapy is going to be quite different from the next person's version of therapy, right? But this is suggesting deep emotional healing. It is required. It is taking place. Honor it, right? Okay, so let's take some wonderful words of wisdom from the shitty deck just to uplift the reading. Please remember that this deck is just in a little bit of fun at the end of your read, okay? Don't let anyone shit on your life. The shit that you've been through made you become the piece of shit that you are today, and that's some shit to be proud of. Yeah. I always say that Scorpios and Capricorns, they often have to go through a lot of shit that can destroy other people easily, right? Life happens, shit happens. It's not what happens to you, but how you respond to all of the shit thrown your way. Yeah, ain't that always the way it goes? Those who don't know your experience, who don't know your life, are the ones who are the first to sit there and make comment about your life and to judge you about your life. Ain't that always the way it goes? And pay no attention to those kind of people, Scorpio. But yeah, that is what I have for you guys today. I genuinely hope that that reading has been helpful. For personal readings with me, my website is phoenixkeiatarot.com. The link for that is in my description box below. Thank you so very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.